Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here to the channel. Another live and Astro Gravitational Report. I want to say thank you for coming in. Click like, shares, and subscribes. Much appreciated. If you need some personal readings, they're available at astroviber1111 at gmail.com. All right. What is it going on? The moon is going into Scorpio. I stated that before. When at the moon, particularly people who are born with moon and Scorpio, they usually have kind of like they're deep thinkers. They're diving deep. You can find them into deep troubleshooting. You can find them in a root cause failure analysis. You can find them in the labs digging into a deep issues in biology. You can find them in the police force as a detectives or in a part of this kind of like a secretivity underworld things and so on. And the moon, it's gonna be going into what? In that kind of like mode to investigate it, to go deep. She wants to find out what is this all about, what are the things are. She is going to following the path that Venus had. She's going to go through all the things that Venus felt. She's going to meet Venus. And with this kind of like investigations is about what I have to do with others or for others. Okay. So hi Kimberly. Yes, so if you have a moon that it's in the fifth house, it has to have something with, particularly with kids, creativity, how to be more deep thinking to create things, and there, and all to you. So that kind of like of energies, as we are going to be talking about today. A lot of it's going to be happen beginning of the day, particularly at 8 o'clock in there, because in the morning at 7 o'clock, we're still going to have the midheaven attached to, in Virgo, attached to the south node. It's only about 3 degrees separations between them, and you're going to be dealing with some old stuff. Put the logic in to organize, but that's personal, right? Compared to where the moon is, that's not personal. That it's for others, with others, about others, and so on and so on. So at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're going to see that the true light is going to be rising on the horizon. The truth is going to be start rising within your soul. You're going to feel it within the spirit, within yourself, because this energy is going to be falling into where? Into the 12th house, right? The moon is going to be at the 12th house. Venus is going to be in the 12th house. And that is this early morning. But the moon, it still is going to be squaring Pluto. When we're talking about Pluto, is you're going against the new way, the new paths. And now it's kind of like with this square, Pluto says like, you need to go dive deep. Stop looking at everything that it's on the surface. Dear intuition, go deep. Find more intel, find more informations, investigate things, and so on and so on. This can trigger a lot of things, particularly with getting into investigating your partner, your relationships, and so on and so on in there, because this is where the relationship get mustered, into the depth, is not this early bubble, bubble love as Libra. It is about let's go deep. Let's connect anything and everything we got. We gotta merge, right? That's what Scorpio wants. So right now the moon is seeking it with this, and we're gonna see it later on at 8 o'clock as the sun, particularly, it's gonna be going in there into the 12th house. This is about to put the authorities in the spirit, but it also can create the lack of authority in there. Usually the people who have 12th house sun, there is a lack of father, lack of authority. This could be leading to a divorce or premature death of the father. It's a lot of things, combined with this, the sun it being into the 12th house, but the sun is gonna be with who? It's gonna be with Lilith, and here is I'm talking about the mean Lilith, not the true Lilith, because the true Lilith is at 20 degrees of Scorpio. The mean one is 26. Okay, so right now with this energies, there's a lot of things can comes up. You can put the shadow as authority, or you can put your authority over the shadow. It all depends of individuality, right? How you are going to go with this. This is gonna be a very kind of like a tricky, even though the ego is can be kind of like a coming in, and some of this shadow work that particularly right now we are talking about Mercury retrograde. Be mindful what you listen, what you're hearing, how you say it, how you communicate it. So don't cry it later on. Hi, Lorna. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for your intuitive guidance with my son yesterday. We are a team again. Glad to hear it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for reaching out and for the energies exchange. Appreciate. It was glad to help, even though it's a kind of like an emergency, Lorna. But that's how it goes. That's how it is, and I understand this, and much appreciate you. Hopefully everything goes well with the things in there. Much love. Send it out. All right. To go back into the report, 9 o'clock is going to be some interesting, because here we're seeing that right now the moon is going to be at the 10th house. That is going to be when you put the intuition to work in there. You're going to be understanding to put it in the work. And right now the moon, it's got only just this little tiny aspect with Pluto. It's kind of like that resistance going to this energies. It's kind of like it goes away, and now you understand that you have to dive deep. There is a purpose for this diving deep into the depth in there. And Lorna, you're welcome. And we are seeing it, that this energy that all of a sudden maybe at work, be mindful about it, that all of a sudden it's like what is going on. You feel like everything is just kind of like maybe fall in a place, out of place. It's like it's not right, and so on. For some of the people, depends where your focus is. This could be also focused towards intimacy, towards intimate partner. You may feel alone because the moon has no what connection. You're gonna feel like disconnected within this case. There is a lot of things that can happen also, because the Venus is going to be at the 11th house. This is when you're trying to reach out to other people and so on. In there, hi Patricia, good day and thank you. Happy to catch up with you. You're welcome. Thank you. So this is going to be some challenges, particularly that we're seeing that Uranus is at 29 degrees, and now the Sun and Lilith is at 26. Sudden changes, okay? Those changes there coming in with purpose. Today I had a very good talk with a lady here in town about the astrology, and she was mentioned about Uranus, particularly about this energy. So I had to go ahead and explain it to her that Uranus is the one who brings the energies out from the solar system, inside of the solar system. He is the one who brings these innovations. When he goes around, right, he brings that energies into us, into down to the earth, with his kind of like satellite dishes that always does. And there, I mean, he's responsible for all the spying and learning and secretivities, and that it comes in. He hears anything and everything. In a way, he's like this invisible God that knows anything and everything, right? That's what this is. And we're going to see this energy at 10 o'clock that Uranus and Neptune is going to be pointing out to the inner work, that it has to be have a balance, okay? If you are not in balance, if you don't listen by the good way, sudden changes comes in, you're going to be listened by the bad way, right? And this is why some of you is going to be feel like oh my God, I'm here in this exile, so I have to accept my fate. That's what the moon, it's gonna be comes in and triggers in the next hour. But you're gonna understand that this is purposely for work at 11 o'clock, particularly. We're gonna have the midheaven. It's gonna be with Venus. It's gonna be very, very kind of like interesting because it's the depth that you want to go into the new way. You're gonna feel like by holding to the old, right? All of a sudden, the new one it's pulling you up. It's like you're gonna be feel like you tear it apart in there, and it's like, okay, what should I do? Where should I get? How it is? Because Venus is in trine with the North Node. The future it's calling for that depth. And the moon, it's on the way to meet Venus. They're only 8 degrees apart. But by the end of the day, she's going to do that pretty much. All right, 12 o'clock, the hour of the authority. This is going to be when the shadow is going to comes out and play the role. But within the shadow, there is your dreams, your fears. Are you going to take the risk? Are you going to put that authority within yourself with the others? Can you go ahead and take it to the next stage? Because right now you learned everything. The sun is coming out of the underworld. It's 26 degrees. So if you put it Scorpio like this a little bit, right? The beginning, the first degrees they have here, the 15 degrees is down below, and now we are like the 26. It started coming out, so we're feeling like we start seeing it, the light through the tunnel in there, but we are not there yet, right? So this is going to happen in about 4 days when the sun is going to entering Sag, and we're going to see in there. But before that, the sun is going to be meeting at 28 degrees, Mercury and the moon. It's going to be a new moon. Okay. Today with this conversations was about, I'm going to have a new life of this new moon. There's going to be some new things. It's going to be this new ways, and we're going to be together, and so on and so on. The new moon, it's teaching you on the lessons that they are going through the year. Okay. Every new moon is got a full moon. You learn it when you're together, and then you learn the oppositions, and then you finish that cycle, and then it's another new moon. It's another lesson. Hopefully for 28 days, you're learning the lessons the way they are. And it's tied up to our life, the way life is. For example, if it's a new moon in March, guess what? You are going to put the things into the soil. So you're preparing for this Taurus season, right? To take care of the ground, right? If it's a new moon that it's going to be at September, you have that energy that you have to go and collect the harvesting, which just creates the balance, which is Libra, right? So this is what kind of like the things you have to think about within this process. All right, 1 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with Mars. You're going to feel these energies of masculine, and particularly if you're within the masculine's energies in there. I stated, be mindful about all the sudden spikes of anger, agitations, and so on. It's a lot of fire that it's coming in, and Mars doesn't like to be alone. Mars wants to be socialized with other people, but right now it's alone. It's kind of like a lot of dealing with abandonment. Okay, because when a Mars doesn't have aspects, pretty much, doesn't like it, but he is squaring the North Node. So whatever Venus is seeing right now as positiveness, for Mars, this is a negative. It's like, oh no, I don't see this future. I don't get this in there. Oh, this should not be like this, and so on and so on. Just because of you are afraid that you're going to be not taken care of, right? Mars is going to be learning a lot of stuff, but then, Venus is following up the same energies. The Sun is going to be following up the next energies. Mercury is going to go back to Scorpio, and then he's going to come back in the same place. So we are going to see it how right now Mars has to go ahead and win this inner fight. Okay? All right. With that energies, we're talking about already 2 o'clock. The inner work is gonna be at Sag. That's gonna be squaring Saturn and Neptune. But Saturn is like, you know what? I already learned you the lesson. I'm gonna slow down. Okay. I'm gonna put this. You wanna go your way? I'm gonna release you. Hopefully, you learn what I gave you. I'm only the teacher, but I'm not responsible what you learn. It's your responsibility what you learn. I'm just gonna be, sit and wait, and when a karma comes in, I'll deliver. And that's what Saturn is, the karmic ruler in the chart. Okay? So as he's coming out in the ascendant, this kind of like of energy of holding up, things is now moving and so on. There's some restrictions, but there is also a very beautiful learning because right now the Sun and Lilith are trining Saturn. Very beautiful, beautiful energies of this because you're gaining the wisdom. Saturn is in Pisces. He's like, you know what? Everything that you do right now, everything that you're learning in there, dear son, when you come in here into Pisces, you're going to be grateful. You're going to begin the new cycle when you're crossing into areas. I'm going to be waiting there, right? Well, most people don't know about that. They just look at the current moment. Don't worry about the current moment. Makes the best as you can of the current moment, okay? But be awakened and aware of the consequences of actions. Okay, that's what Saturn wants you to know. Hi, unhealed wounds. Anybody? Chiron is going to be at the ascendant inner work. It's going to be at Capricorn. That's going to be with sextile with the moon. You will understand your inner work and into the underworld. Your job, you to go and investigate it, you to know what you're getting yourself into it. Yes, it's your job. You need to find out. You have a questions, gotta find the answers. Okay? Sometimes is required what? Going deep. Not just on the surface. Deep. Why? Because if you want to have a deep life, first of all, you have to have the deep connections within yourself. And right now, the moon, it's just, okay, I trust the feelings, I trust this, I'm okay, I'm great. But there is no depth. Why there is no depth? What is happening in there? And usually this is at when other people have a relationship, which is from Libra, and all of a sudden they start having it, putting the things together, and all of a sudden you start seeing it, things within the partner, right? It is the same thing at work. When you go getting into new coworkers and so on, you see these coworkers all of a sudden, they're great, they're helpful and so on. And 2 weeks later, they're the laziest guys in the whole company because they learn everyone how they work and they learn how to go around, right? This is also Scorpio, okay? This is kind of like a deceiving things because the deceptions is invented at Scorpio. Okay, this is where everything it becomes hidden, but then it's uncover itself, and this is what's going to happen to the people who does the inner work with Lilith is that they're going to uncover the shadow. Okay, but don't allow the shadow to rule your authority. This is going to be some very bad module. Okay. All right. Next hour, 4 o'clock, we're gonna see some Uranus that's gonna be at the ascendant. The inner work is gonna be connecting with Pluto. Pluto still opposing Jupiter. Not a good kind of like of growth. Is like you need to grow. That energy it is squaring Chiron, and it's like when you're gonna mature, stop this childish stuff. I mean, I'm tired of talking about this, but it's happened to a lot of people. Okay, you're gonna see this immaturity all of a sudden that is asking for the people to like mature, grown up. Okay, and you're gonna see a lot of people who are working on this maturity. Certain things that didn't happen, certain situations because Chiron right now it is in these divine energies with the sun. Okay, so if you are immature and you hide it within yourself, now it's the time you to uncover it and fix it. For example, okay. This is one of the greatest things that right now can happen for some people. All right, 5 o'clock. We're gonna have the ascendant in Gemini. The inner work is gonna be in Aquarius. This is gonna be a beautiful trine. You're gonna feel the vibes. You're gonna feel the things. But Aquarius doesn't like to change. He's more stubborn than Gemini. Gemini, it's like, okay, if you don't like me, I'm not gonna like you. If you like me, I'm gonna be your best buddy. But if tomorrow you don't like me, I'm not gonna like you either. You know, they like the mirror. Okay, and that beard you have, it bothers me. Well, um, let it bothers you. That doesn't bothers me. I love it. All right. Talking about even the next hour, in there at 6 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be into the divine energies. There, we're going to see like the sun. It's going to be passing Lilith, and all of a sudden the sun is like, I'm going to take power over the shadow. I have to get out of here. If the shadow wants to stay for a little bit more at Scorpio into the underworld, that's fine. But I have to put that things up there because she needs to learn things. All right. This is in a way when the Lilith left Adam and God. Adam went to God. Is like, what is going on? What am I going to be doing in there? Right? Then God took Adam, took the rib, and created Eve. Right? So this is a what it's tied up with this. A very beautiful visions, expectations can comes into you. Expect to come, but don't get this. You got a discernment. It's a visions that comes to you on their own, or this is the illusions of the shadow that creates this dream that you think and you believe so. Just so you know that the visions that are going to be confirmed within 3D. Okay, what is below, so is above. So if you're getting the visions from above, something is going to happen below for that confirmations. Okay, they're going to be a very beautiful. So stay tuned. Okay, don't just go hermit and try not to hear things. All right, the next hour we are going to be dealing it with the inner work is going to be with the North Node. We are going to be dealing with the positiveness of Venus that it's coming in with this, and at the same time we're going to be dealing with the negative sides of Mars. So this kind of like a duality is going to be coming in within you because the feminine side is going to be I want to go more deep to understand. But this side of Mars is like I don't want to. I don't get it in there. I already passed through there. I already know. And here is the assumption that you think that you know, but you don't. That's the one reason why Mercury is going back into Scorpio. You to learn things. You think that you know the things. No, you don't. There is new information that it's going to be coming in. Clarifications. Okay, just because you read the front page of the newspapers, that doesn't mean you really know the whole story. And you making an assumptions of certain things. And that's going to be a lessons for Mars. All right, 8 o'clock, we're going to see the ascendant with Jupiter, who is retrograde. This is going to be trigger a lots of family, kind of like go back into the bloodline. Particularly, some people have to work within the family, understand what family properly is. Some of the people maybe gonna learn the books, what the family values are, how to act, as roles and so on. People's gonna be looking to psychology and so on. It is a lot of going on in the next few months about this. Okay, until Jupiter comes out direct and passing this 25 degrees of Cancer, you're gonna have quite a few months is going on in there. So nothing is wrong with that. It's a healing process for growth to create a proper family environment. Okay, take it as it is. All right, the next hour, this is going to be at 9 o'clock. The inner work, the midheaven is going to be in Aries, and it's going to be giving these beautiful energies towards the moon and Venus. The moon, it's right now at 11 degrees. The Venus is at 14. You're going to feel these beautifications of mother-daughter's energy into the underworld. It's coming together. You're going to feel the support. Okay, all of a sudden the love and the values gets the intuition, and they're both gonna be looking at, let's team up, let's investigate it, why we're here, what happened in these situations, why we're here to learn this depth, and why we're here, what is the actual depth that and the reasons. So this is gonna be some a lots of positiveness, because this is going to be an energy that it goes in a trine towards the north node. It's like about the soul. Okay, it's not about the survival, it's not about anything and so on. There is got some mystery in there that it's going to be, because Scorpio, it is the sign of mysteries, hidden things, sacred things. Okay, eighth house, it's always secretivity. All that this kind of like secret orders, or in this kind of like organizations, they have something in there at Scorpio. That's why it's gonna be investigations and all over the place. All right, 10 o'clock, the ascendant is gonna be at Leo, as we're talking about. It's gonna be squaring the moon and Venus. The ego is gonna comes out. It's like, no, 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 don't go there, because otherwise you may gonna abandon me. No, 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 don't look at this. Be mindful about the ego of other people, because right now you're talking about certain things. You triggers them, right? And when you trigger them, guess what? They're gonna be like, oh, no, 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 it's not like this. We should not do it this, right? It's kind of like you're trying to walk away, run away from the thing, in the form that the ego is gonna comes in and bring some things in there. All right, 11 o'clock, the ascendant is gonna be still going out, be at Leo. The inner work is gonna be at Taurus, opposing Venus, and the moon is like, okay, you came to this depth to understand that you need to do something into the material world. Particularly the generations born with Pluto at Scorpio, their Pluto polarity point of what they need to change into lies in Taurus. So there's going to be a lot of triggers for the people with these generations born in the, the late 90s, the the early 90s in there. To you guys know who you are if you have Pluto and Scorpio, and now this triggers is gonna be comes in. So during the hours between 10 and 12, it's gonna be some trigger, because the inner work is gonna passing through that polarity point that opposing your natal Pluto, lack of the transformations, lack of the going deep. Okay, but Pluto says, I'm going to be here to give you these energies so you can learn how to do the things yourself. All right, so this is going to be the astrology report for today. I want to say thank you guys for coming in. I'm going to be giving you for tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. What is going to happen is that we're going to be seeing it, that the moon and Venus is still going to be coming out in the horizon, but they're going to be together. They're going to be looking at how to get into the North Node. They're going to looking for the map. Okay? But try not to seek it as a like, oh, let's do some shortcuts. There will be no shortcuts. Okay? You need to understand the entrance to that part of getting into your destiny. There is no shortcuts in there. You're going just straight forward to it. All right? So that's all I have for you, and we're going to talk more about this tomorrow. Thank you so much. We appreciate your click, like, shares, and the subscribes, and appreciate your donations and the coffee. Um, Hey, Andrew. Thank you. Appreciate it. Much love to you, sir. And I appreciate you guys' support. I will see you tomorrow. Much love.